We are talking to Oregon safety recruit Marko Vidackovic, right?
Yep.
Vidackovic. Vidackovic. Am I right? Marko?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Okay, so Marko, how old are you?
So I'm actually already 18.
You're
I'm
18?
already at Oregon right now. So I was a 2020 recruit. So yeah.
Oh, so what happened, Speedy? You're my producer and you said 2024.
Well, that's Jillian's fault.
Well, I'm going to smack you in the back of the head. You know, this kid right over here, I actually have a fly swatter, Marko, that's about this big. And every single time he makes a mistake during break, I beat him on the head with it. So feel free if you want to smack him around a little bit. You have absolutely the right to do that, especially people telling me that you're a 2024 recruit when you're a 2020 recruit, which is even better. So there you go. How are you and your family doing with this pandemic?
It's pretty good right now. I know my two sisters and my mom just moved back to Germany actually a few weeks back now, 2 weeks back I think, and they started school today. So they're doing pretty good there. And my dad's still up in Portland now, but other than that, it was just a lot of family time during the peak of the pandemic, I would say, during the peak quarantine season. But yeah.
You speak fluent English.
Yeah.
And how long have you lived in Germany? Where were you in Germany since you were 10, 8, 9? How long were you in Germany before you moved to the United States?
All right. So basically, I grew up in Germany. I was born in Germany. I grew up there for the first 6 years of my life. Then my dad got a job opportunity up in New York City for 4.5 years. So we lived there for 4.5 years. So right before I turned 10, we moved back to Germany for 5 years. And then after those 5 years, we moved to Portland for the past 3 now.
So what you're telling us is you're really a New Yorker. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling us, and that's what I love. That now me and you are good friends. Now we're starting to move in over here. I like the fact that you're a New Yorker. What part of New York City were you living?
We were living in Valhalla,
okay,
which is pretty close to White Plains, yeah. And I played for the Valhalla Vikings as a kid. So yeah.
Do you speak fluent German?
Yeah.
So how do you say you're a complete idiot in German?
Du bist ein richtiger Idiot.
Oh, I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't do it. But believe it or not, and we have something else in common, I am German too. I have German blood in me. My grandfather is from German, right off the boat, Germany. So, yes. So, yes, we have something in common. So, the fact that you're a New Yorker and you are full German, and I have German blood. I mean, we're blood brothers.
My grandfather lived in Germany for a while when he was a child, too.
What was that, Speedy? What are you adding to this?
I said my grandfather lived in Germany for a while when he was a child, too.
Yeah, well, good for you. Is he German?
Yes, he is.
All right, so there you go. Add the little German to it. So do you have German blood in you?
I do. I have a quarter German blood.
Well, he's not related to us, okay, Marko? Because I don't want him related to us. He's out of this relation, okay? But he's also now a New Yorker. He's from Connecticut, but now he's a New Yorker because he's been here for a couple of years. But anyways, as you guys know, we are talking to Oregon safety recruit Marko Vidackovic. I'm good. I'm getting better here.
Yeah.
I'm getting better over here. So, Marko, what was it like being recruited by Oregon?
It was definitely very exciting. It was kind of the thing I always dreamed of. It was always the opportunity I dreamed of at like that big stage, the big stadium with Autzen Stadium, and just a national program. It was always something I envisioned myself as a little kid, and it's just crazy to me that it's kind of about to get real once we have fans again in the stadium. So, yeah, it's a dream come true.
So going back to your time in Germany, what was unique about you getting into football in Germany? Obviously, it's not their big sport over there. Obviously, soccer's their huge sport. They like basketball a lot too. So what was the consumption of football like in Germany, and also just your influences? How did you grow a love for the game as a player too?
So my love for the game actually started when I was in New York. When we moved, I started watching football with my dad, and then soon after that, I started playing flag and then tackle. And so that's where kind of everything started. And then once I moved back to Germany, I was playing flag for, I believe, 2.5 years or 2 years, because there's like an age restriction when you can start playing tackle football. And then once I started playing tackle, it just kept growing always. There's always a love for the game, and I always watch football every Sunday. That's basically, Sundays are always taboo for any events because I'm always watching football. And it was just, football there is very, it's growing fast. A lot of kids actually play football there. way more than I feel like a lot of people here in the U.S. would think. And there's also some pretty good players there too now. So it's growing rapidly, and the love for the game also. And there's a lot of football fans in Europe. I can say that for sure.
So Marko, we have something in common. I'm a former New Yorker. I just moved. Actually, I'm in Alabama now, but I was with them in studio a couple of weeks ago, and that's where I'm from. I'm from New York, so it's warmed my heart to hear that.
No, you're nothing like him. You're nothing like him. But we have more.
Being that
more
he's
connection
moved out of the state, being that he's moved out of the state and somewhere else.
No, but we have more of a connection. He's got German blood. I'm German.
I got German blood in me too.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! Now, all four of us have German blood. Get out! 4 of us. Speedy has it too.
Mm-hmm. I got a quarter.
So all four of us are German. So you look at that, Marko. You have blood brothers right here, but you're probably better off just being my blood brother. But that's just I'm just speaking the truth here. But go ahead, Marko.
Yeah. So Marko, being you're from Germany, you spent time in New York. How big is Pac-12 football overseas? I mean, is college football something that gets watched as consistently as the NFL is?
I would say it's definitely not at that level yet. I know for a fact that I didn't watch as much college football when I was in Germany. I watched like the bigger games, I watched the national championship games and the playoff games. But I know that basically the regular season just doesn't get streamed on the normal cable TV there as much. I know that the NFL is on every Sunday and there's a lot of NFL fans, but as far as college, I think it's just not as big there yet.
So what was your idea of the Pac-12? What did you know about the Pac-12 in Oregon? Spending time in New York, going out there, is it just a totally different culture? I mean, we see some of it with some of the riots going on, obviously out in Portland and in New York. But is it how different is it being living out in Oregon than it is living either in Germany or New York?
I would definitely say there is a lot of similarities, but I would say just for me here when I lived in Portland, my school was actually in downtown Portland, so I had more of the city life, which I wasn't used to because I lived more in the suburbs in Germany. So I was more living in a small town of like 15,000 people, whereas here now I was in a big city. But other than that, honestly, everything I learned about Oregon and the University of Oregon came when I moved to Portland. So, yeah.
The guy who started Nike actually was involved with the University of Oregon. So it goes back. There's a long history of achievements. And playing in the Pac-12, you're going to be playing safety. Have you seen a lot of these Pac-12 quarterbacks? What do you think you can take advantage of playing safety and kind of sitting back and watching what they do?
Just for me, basically, just I guess being me. Right now, my goal is just to come in, soak as much as I can in my first few years here, and then see where it goes. Maybe I get the opportunity early, maybe I don't, but I know I'm just going to keep grinding. And whenever I get my opportunity, I know I'm going to be ready. And I know I'm going to be watching a lot of film, regardless of whether I'm starting or not. I'm always going to just stay ready, and then once my opportunity comes, I know I'll take advantage of it.
We are talking to Oregon safety recruit Marko Vidackovic. I got it better. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's just flowing. It's flowing off the tongue. It's flowing off the tongue, Marko. It's starting to. I told you we have some kind of back. My grandfather's last name from Germany was Meyer, so that's a common German name over there. So Meyer. That was my grandfather's maiden name. But anyways, so. Playing safety, what is your strengths and what is your weaknesses? Are you a ball hawk? Do you have tremendous speed on the inside to the out? Are you a good jumper? What stood out to Oregon that they wanted you and bring you in as a recruit?
I would say I'm a pretty instinctive guy, and I can see things happen before they happen. Kind of. I know I like getting to the spot earlier sometimes, and I always. I guess I pride myself in reacting quicker before everybody does. And obviously I also just like dropping back or coming down into the box and making tackles. So I also just like land the wood sometimes a lot. So I feel like I'm just an all around safety. I wouldn't say just straight ball hawk or just a straight box safety. I would just say I could do it a little bit of everything.
I like laying the wood too, man. I like laying the wood too, and I like smacking the hell out of this guy right beside me. So forgive me if I like laying the wood on live air. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Speedy.
So, being that you've been in the program already, I'm sure you've met some of the other defensive backs on the team. One of the most notable one is Brady Breeze, who's actually one of the best safeties in the nation and will be a big name to watch come time the NFL draft time next year. So, have you learned a lot from him as a safety yourself, and what are your favorite parts of his game that you think you could take on?
I actually haven't been able to meet him yet because I just came down a few weeks ago. And I know that as soon as I came down, a few guys weren't in town because of just everybody got to go home, but I decided to stay here. But I would say just watching him last year, I feel like my game is very similar to his. He can drop back. He loves coming down to the box and just hitting people. And I feel like he's always at the right place at the right time. And that definitely just comes from a lot of film study and knowing what's going on. And definitely I'm going to learn a lot from him. I'm excited to learn a lot from him and just watching him. And, yeah, hopefully he can teach me a lot.
Being that you an Oregon Duck, okay, so I think they represent something different to everybody with their uniforms and the way they've their style has really infected college football, but it's also affected pro sports, everything. You see all these different jerseys now, these different styles of things. What have you noticed about University of Oregon that really stands out to you?
To me, it's just the culture of the program. Everybody brings the same energy every day. I know now for the lifts, the energy was always great. The coaches are always intense, and they always keep it 100% with you. They're always real, and they treat you like family. It's just, I feel like it's a very contagious culture.
How about that color scheme? I mean, do you guys have that? It almost seems like you have no idea what kind of uniform you're going to wear from Saturday to Saturday. I mean, what do they tell you about that? Do you like the way that the uniforms look? Do you like kind of the reputation that Oregon's got there? You don't know exactly what they're going to wear when they come out and play on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's just like the cherry on top for me, like just always being dripped out every Saturday and always having the cool gear and just all the different combinations of uniforms they have with the chrome helmets or then the all yellow uniforms, all green, the all black uniforms, the white and black uniforms. They all look amazing, in my opinion. So it's always exciting it's going to be very exciting to put on a different uniform every weekend.
I look at the safety position now growing, not only in the NFL, but college football. A lot of these young safeties now that are coming out of college football are first-round draft picks. And, maybe 10, 15 years ago, you probably will see one or maybe two safeties at best be drafted in the first 2 rounds. Now you're seeing safeties get drafted. You sometimes see 2 safeties get drafted in the top 10. The safety position is becoming a more important position of the game. Is there when you started playing football, was there a reason why you decided to play safety over corner, or you just thought safety was a better position for you?
So I didn't make the switch to safety till after my junior year, so I've only really had 1 season at safety now because I played corner then. But I would say just for me, I felt like it was a better fit. I just like the versatility of it. And then there was also always watching some safeties. I know on my Giants, I always watched Landon Collins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Hold on.
Good job, Marko.
Hold on, Marko.
Hold on. Back in the day, Antrell Rolls. So there's always some guys that always stuck out to me when I was watching my Giants. So.
Your Giants.
I liked Antrell Roll, too. He was very underrated.
I actually know Antrell Roll, and I tried to get Antron Roll on a show with me before Speedy actually came into the Worldwide Sports Radio Network when it was Sports on the Go and Radio. I actually had a conversation with Antron Roll. I like Antron Roll, even though he looks like a rat. But the fact that you're a Giant fan really upsets me now, Marko. I mean, we were blood brothers, and now I'm kind of falling down. Thank God you're not a Patriot fan, because then I'd really hate you. But nah. You shook your head, and you love the fact that the Giants won the 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots in 2017.
Yeah, that's why I don't have anything against the Patriots. Like,
of course you don't. Done
bad to me, but because we've taken 2 rings off of them, so I'm happy with that.
Stop sticking it. I'm starting.
I don't like any other Boston teams though. So
well, but you like the Patriots, and that's the worst.
I don't like them,
you hate the Celtics just as much.
I don't hate them like I hate the Red Sox.
Well, you're a Yankee fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're back to being friends again. So there you go. At least there's something that we have in common over there.